On 14th of November, the world will celebrate the World Diabetes Day under the theme Education to Protect. This year's celebration is aimed at creating awareness about the silent killer which is claiming lives. Dr. Herbert Nkabura, founder of Initiatives Against Non-Communicable Diseases, attributes the increasing diabetes cases to lifestyle and types of food people eat.
Lately, we have seen a drastic change in people, how they eat their food, their way of life. A lot of us, we want to go to fancy restaurants, cafe javas, we want to go and eat fried chicken. That's what we call good food. But literally, that is not good food. A lot of dietary changes that have happened over the years have contributed a lot to diabetes. So what am I trying to say is that we should get back and focus to healthy diet. Healthy diet is one of the ways through which we can prevent diabetes and many other non-communicable diseases like cancers and cardiovascular diseases. But also the other thing is lifestyle. Lifestyle to deal with physical activity. There is a lot of physical inactivity going on. You find somebody, they have an office, they are employed, they drive a car, they move from home in their car, they go to their workplace. From there, they go and sit in their air-conditioned office in a roaring chair for the whole day, and then from there, they get back into the car, and that is basically the routine, day in, day out, for the whole month. So they are not doing any exercises. But also remember that they are ordering cafe javas, they are ordering KFC every time. So they are eating badly, they are not eating health food, but also they are living a sedentary lifestyle. So a combination of those factors will lead them to diabetes.
Diabetes is a chronic disease that occurs either when the pancreas does not produce enough insulin or when the body cannot effectively use the insulin it produces, and a person with diabetes may show signs such as slow healing sores, urinating often, among others.
It's a chronic disease. It's a non-communicable disease, and we usually call these type of diseases silent killers. Why silent killers? It is because that when you get these conditions, they take too long to manifest. You will have your high blood glucose levels, but it will take several years for you to notice that. So we usually do not want to wait for the symptoms or the signs, and that's why we encourage people to go for screening. But one of the signs or symptoms that we can see at later time is that people who have high blood glucose levels will tend to urinate every time and again, especially at night, more than frequently than the normal people. Then they tend to get very thirsty every time. They want to take a lot of water every time and again. The other thing is that diabetes affects the eyes. It's one of the leading causes of blindness. So these people, when they get diabetes, subsequently they tend to complain of not seeing clearly, what we term as blurred vision, and it is one of the leading causes of blindness. The other sign or symptom is that these people who get diabetes, the diabetes in them, the high glucose levels, tends to destroy the nervous system, the nerves, especially the nerves in the peripheries, in the extremities. And these people tend to complain of not feeling, numbness, paralysis. And most times, a diabetic person can even step into fire and they even do not know that they are burning. So those are some of the signs.
But with quick medical attention, diabetes can be controlled and handled, and a person with diabetes can live for a long time under medication.
And your glucose levels are way out of range. We aim at controlling them and bringing them back to normal, but we do not say that we have cured you of diabetes. We say that we have controlled you, and you can live happily a normal life when your diabetes has been controlled, when your sugar levels are under control. That does not mean that you're no longer a patient. You're a patient, but who has achieved good control of your blood glucose levels. Meaning your sugar levels are already high. We usually want to minimize the amount of carbohydrates and proteins and sugars in the diet that you're consuming. So the diabetic plate is the normal plate that you're having, but we divide it into two halves. So the half of a plate should be filled with vegetables. Vegetables because they are not going to raise your sugar levels, because you already have enough sugars in your blood. Then the other half of a plate, we divide it into two, meaning we are left with a quarter a plate. Then a quarter of a plate covers the carbohydrates, okay? The carbohydrates, because they are the ones that will be broken down and then they will raise your sugars. So we try to minimize to a quarter of the carbohydrates. Then the other quarter of a plate, those are the proteins.
Diabetes happens when your body can't take up sugar glucose into its cells to use as fuel. Some types of diabetes can be prevented by adopting a healthy lifestyle and having regular physical exercises. It is estimated that 537 million people are currently living with diabetes all over the world. Anslem, Ojaru, live at 8.